First, though, the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority is to introduce a new measure to control transit trade at the ports. According to the Customs Division, it is considering a policy to accept only containerized goods through the country's ports. Ebenezer Sabute has more.
It's reported to lose huge revenue through trading at the ports as a result of diverting transit goods into the Ghanaian market. The new measure will help the officials of the Ghana Revenue Authority to promptly monitor goods in transit. Addressing a seminar on transit trade in Accra, Commissioner of Customs Isaac Krenzel noted that all the measures put in place to streamline the process will be implemented in the first quarter of the year. This, he believes, will avoid the abuse of transit trading, which denies the state of expected revenue.
Limiting the custom agents or freight forwarders who can engage in the transit trade. 2, insurance requirements and bonds are being reviewed. 3, agents who will qualify to engage in the transit trade operations will prove to the acceptance of customs the existence of offices along the transit routes and at the exit point of the goods. 4, transporters who will engage in the transportation of transit goods will have to be registered as required by customs and recommended by their mother organization. This will be yearly review of all the processes to ensure regular improvement in the customs control processes. With time, transit goods will be transported in only containerized vehicles, except for bulky goods like iron rods.
Deputy Minister of Transport Daniel Titus Glover warned traders and officials of the Ghana Revenue Authority that the law will deal with anyone found culpable of evading taxes through transit trade.
This year is an action year. And let me warn you, when you are caught, don't come and call me. People have this tendency when they go and do the wrong things, then they are calling politicians. Hello? They have this tendency. Because you know you are doing the right thing. Why do you come and call me when you are caught? You go and do the wrong things and they'll be bombarding you. This, that. No. This year is an action year. The transit trade is promoting revenue generation for our country. It is creating jobs for our citizenry, both here and wherever they are going to discharge this cargo. So if anybody is caught from the customs, you'll know yourselves. The customs people, the national security, all those players, we know you all. But woe betide anybody that is found to have supported, aided, to evade tax.
Under the guise of being in transit, some goods have been imported into Ghana, processed under the transit regime, and eventually diverted into the local market. Ibn Sabute's report for Joy Business.
Now, the co-chair of the Ghana Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, GATI, Dr. Steve Mantiao, has raised concern about the excessive discretionary powers given to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to determine fixing of royalties for mining firms. He says that the minister could be corrupted by such firms to the detriment of the nation.
Dr. Mantiao was reacting to some lapses identified in the latest report on Ghana's extractive sector, which revealed that the state is losing significant revenue annually as a result of some loopholes. He told Joy Business that, unlike the oil and gas industry, where there seems to be some level of transparency through competitive building processes, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources is responsible for fixing all of royalty rates in the sector.
As a result of the EITI recommendation, the royalty rate was varied from a range of 3 to 6% to a fixed rate of 5%. Soon after that, barely a year after that, we had information that there's been a reversal, and now the decision or the discretion to determine the royalty rate has been given to the minister. Now, when you do that, then you are exposing the minister to corruption, especially where the minister does not publicly provide explanation for the exercise of his discretion in one way or the other.
Meanwhile, Dr. Mantiao is also calling for the creation of a state agency to be responsible for gold exports to avoid the huge loss of revenue to the state annually. He criticized government for not doing much to correct the situation.
If you go by all these data that are coming from very highly placed people, for me, though it's worrying, what for me would be interesting would be what steps we take to try to understand how these gold, their unreported gold, leave our shores. And I think it is possible to do something about it, even though when I inquired from the GRA, it didn't appear they were doing anything. First and foremost, by virtue of the fact that we are members of the World Customs Union, we should be contacting our counterparts in these receiving countries, Dubai, wherever, to find out from them, because once they are able to establish that these are the volumes that came into their country, it means the documentation will indicate who are the ones in Ghana who did the exports.
According to Corruption Watch Ghana, more than 30 billion cedis worth of gold left the shores of Ghana without any official knowledge.
All right, now the visiting Tunisian business delegation has paid a courtesy call on the Minister of Aviation, Kofi Adda, to discuss the possibility of establishing direct flights between Ghana and Tunisia. This, according to the Tunisian delegation, will help boost business and other trade activities between the two nations. Sheila Tamaklo has more.
As Ghana forges on to become an aviation hub, today's meeting at the Ministry for Aviation saw a team from the Tunisian embassy pay a courtesy call on the Minister for Aviation to discuss commencing direct flights between Tunisia and Ghana. Now, speaking on behalf of the Tunisian counterparts, the Minister of State in charge of economic diplomacy said this move has become necessary as Ghana is quickly becoming a preferred international business destination on the continent.
Today, I find that very important that I meet the Minister of Transport of Aviation here to speak about the opening a new line, direct flight between Tunis and Accra. Tunisair is now will open this direct line, so our businessmen between our two countries, our people can boost the commercial exchanges and we can promote our bilateral cooperation.
Engineer Simon Alute is the Director General for the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, and he's been explaining to us that should discussions go on well, all this could become a reality within a space of 2 months.
So once received the request from the Tunisian government, we will undertake a safety and security assessment of the designated airline. A team of safety inspectors will request for their air operator certificates, relevant authorizations, approvals, the insurance certificates they have on the airline, and if need be, there will be a site visit to look at their aircraft maintenance facility, and we'll look at their key personnel, and once we are satisfied that they meet all our safety and security requirements, we will accept the designation and ask for them to submit their plan, their schedule for operations, and all this could be done within a matter of 2 months.
Reporting for Joy Business from the Aviation Ministry, my name is Sheila Tamaklo.
Well, let's catch a flight to the UK, shall we, where the Prime Minister there, Theresa May, faces a confidence vote in a few hours. This follows the rejection of a Brexit deal by Parliament. MPs voted by 432 votes to 202 to reject the plan. Now, the deal was aimed at bringing about an orderly departure from the EU on the 29th of March and setting up a 21-month transition period to negotiate a free trade deal. Now, how are things looking like with just a few hours to the vote? Joining us via Skype is Nacho Chusoyo, the first community leader in the UK. Thanks for your time tonight. Let me begin with a big question. What do we anticipate to happen? She survived the confidence vote the last time. Is she going to survive this?
Well, it is anticipated that she will. At the moment, to my mind, nobody wants her job. And of course, if she is removed from office or she has to resign, it would cause some chaos within the UK corridor of power. I imagine she will survive this one as well. especially as the DUP, Democratic Union Party, are backing her, as well as the Tory Brexiteers, who are determined to see it through. So I have a feeling all would survive.
Give us the scenarios. What happens to Brexit if she loses or wins the confidence vote?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yes, I was asking you to give us the possible scenarios. Should she win or lose the confidence vote, what happens to Brexit?
Well, at the moment, looking very likely, might be a second referendum. And so if that means people would have to vote again on whether or not they will the union. We all feel as though out would be the majority the have now to remain. Of course, the Brexiteers are going to do everything they can to ensure it happens. Some are commenting saying that at the very least, it delayed Brexit beyond the 20th deadline. So it remains to be seen what happens. At the moment, nobody really knows the outcome.
All right, and let's talk about the thousands of Ghanaians living and working in the UK. What are they saying about Brexit? Do they support it? Do they oppose?
I think for my they have opposed. Sorry, they have supported the exit from Europe. As for some, we see having an opportunity to bridge the gap that Brexit leaves in terms of employment, education, in terms of immigration. However, we know that there are Ghanaians, European citizens who would be affected by exit. For the sake of Britain, I don't think that British people want to leave, and there are Ghanaians who are British. The question is open, but for those Ghanaians who have a right to remain, the Commonwealth to step in the fray. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. We are watching closely. We'll probably come to you later on for an update, whatever happens. Thanks very much for your time. That was Na Chocho Soyo the First. She's a Ghanaian community leader in the UK. Now, you're watching Business Live. We want to move on to the Joy Business Van. Ernest Achikofi, throughout his childhood, knew he would grow up to become an artist one day. But after his battle with drugs almost cost him his education as an art student, he found solution through his art, how to incorporate used materials in his portrait designs. Karen Dodo brings us this week's episode of the Joy Business Van.
It started out with paintings and simple drawings when he was just a boy. Gradually, Achikofi's love for art grew, leading him to pursue a diploma course in fine art painting, then a degree in art education from the University of Education, Winneba. However, after his mother discovered he was engaging in drugs in 2010, she stopped supporting him financially, meaning Achikofi had to bear the cost of his art project. This led to the discovery of waste as his materials.
We're heading towards a particular project whereby we are to do independent studio research. Okay, and it involves a lot of money. But then I had a weed smoking issue with my mother, so she stopped supporting financially. So I started contemplating on how to get my work done. So I was thinking of how to get a medium and then to do the project. So I saw the cards on my carpet, and then they were very reflective, they were very bright in terms of the Vodafone, MTN, and then the Glo. And at the same time, I could see they are trying to give me a picture of a Ghana flag. And then I saw that there was, I think the color scheme was okay, it's really working.
Now pursuing his MPhil in art education, Achikofi is determined to take the business a notch higher. Dried leaves, biscuit wrappers and waste materials are some of the things Achikofi uses for his work. His most popular works are the ones made out of airtime scratch cards. With them, he designs portraits of people.
With the help of social media, anytime I load a work up or something, my guys give comments and they are really welcoming, and people call or get in touch with me to get portraits done for them in terms of the waste materials, and it's really working. And then sometimes too, I go for live painting at wedding receptions, where I paint the couple's life at the reception.
Aside the contracts that Achikofi gets from people, he also designs portraits of celebrities for sale. Sarkodie, R2B's, Patoranking and Wizkid are among the numerous artists that Achikofi has worked on.
Apono, Shatawale, Sarkodie, Patoranking, Wizkid. I've done, and I have all the stories on YouTube. They're all there. R2B's, for instance, we are very close, or we are together. So we talked to them, and they really happy. No, we are together as a family. Yeah. So it's just, we just present to them, and they really appreciate. So I felt like, giving them something unique with my new discovery that I've gotten. Yeah.
Among all his works, Achikofi says his favorites are the ones of children, with the random pictures he takes of children. Achikofi, he designs portraits like these. As a father of two, he finds the pure nature and innocence of children enough inspiration.
I pick my inspirations from them. I believe they are just from the immediate spiritual world. So I pick my inspirations from them, especially through their emotions, how they feel when they are sad and how they feel when they are happy. So that's why I tap my inspirations from them. And already I have some few of them who are picking the scratch cards for me. Yeah. So when they come like that, I give them some small things to do, and I think they are doing
small. You're training them small.
Yeah, I have two of them who are, I think they did 1, 2, 3 to 10, and then ABC to 10 with the scratch cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How old are they?
I think about 12 and then 10.
As a business, Achu tells me that many appreciate his artworks. However, those who actually buy are foreigners. He believes that when Ghanaians grow to appreciate art more, his business will also grow locally.
Well, with me and my environment, I think that is very normal for somebody to buy an artwork for about 7,000 Ghana cedi. Yeah. In the environment in which I find myself, and I meet people that buy works. So I will not say that maybe it was first that we know that Ghanaians don't appreciate artworks, but now some even become art collectors. They buy and take out because they have the clients and go and sell.
Welcome back to Business Live. Now, if you have been monitoring social media, then you may have noticed a challenge going on. It's called the 10 years challenge, where people compare their lives now to 10 years ago. I don't know if you can show a few of those shots of people, celebrities. Everybody is actually taking part in this poll. I want to show you one of my producer, Bismarck Awusa. If we can put that picture up of Bismarck 10 years ago compared to now. We're going to pull that out shortly. But yeah, there you go. Bismarck Awusa there, 2009 and 2019. Well, I'm sure you're wondering why we are bringing all of this up. Well, for our poll today, we have been finding out whether the economy has made you a better person compared to 10 years ago. Let's take you to the outcome of the poll there on our page on Joy Business. So 10 years challenge, has Ghana's economy made you a better person compared to 10 years ago? We've got 191 people voting, and that's the outcome. 40% say, well, yes, we become better people. 60% say no. I mean, in economic terms. That's the outcome of our poll tonight here on Business Live. Interesting outcome there. Thanks very much, Fred. Great. So you can always take part in our polls that will be running on a daily basis. But for more news, it's on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Thanks for watching. My name is Darryl Kwao.